Okay, this is Grant Mulder, and this is my project update number one. So, just based off of my last one, I decided I originally was doing a card matching game, but I didn't know about the app that we had to do from the Handlebar Labs before that. So, it's really weird how it happened, but they were pretty much the same thing. So, I've redone an idea where I want to make like an organization app for people to make like a list of um, like things they have to do that like are within a list, like labeled something like if you want to make like a shopping list, and then in that list you want to write what you need to get. So what I want to do is I'm going to make the app with a welcome screen where they can just log in and go to the different screens. So the first screen it'll go to is the list creation. And in there, it allows the user to create and select desired lists so they can hit like a plus button and make a list. And they can choose the list by hitting it, making it a touchable opacity. And through that, it'll take them to the events screen where they can make events within those lists. And it'll also show the different events. I'm thinking about adding like a checklist so you can check them off as you go, but that might come in the next update. So for the live simulation, essentially what I did was I used navigation a lot for this, just like the quiz app. So I have it where you click start, it takes you to a lists section. It looks a lot like the quiz app, but I made it just for the sake of testing. I made a test list, and it takes you here in which you will be able to add events, and you can hopefully eventually like check them off and see what you've done. And once I get this developed more, you can add more lists and click on those as well. And that's the update that I have so far for that. For the code, essentially all I'm doing is I make the stack navigator to go from the welcome screen to the list screen to the event screen with the different coloring that I've done for it. So in the welcome screen, it's just the designing for making the button and making the scaling for the text, and then just having it as light content. And then when you hit the start button, it takes you over to the list screen. And on the list screen, I have it taking from my components file for rows. I'll show that later. It essentially is reading in the different rows for the test list, which was the one that I selected, and it navigates to the events folder or the events file, in which it's doing essentially the same thing as the welcome screen right now, but it's going to have the ability to have the button create a new event, and then it adds the event to the certain list. And in the rows file, I'm having it take in the once they press it, it makes it go into a certain row for the different lists. And so far, that is pretty much all I have. But I would like to keep expanding on like being able to add multiple lists and then maybe putting it into a database. So I'll be looking into that more. So thank you.